All right, let's just get right into it. Picture this. You've just dropped some serious cash on that shiny new smartphone. You know the feeling. You break the seal, you open that perfect clean box, you lift out the phone, and then you realize, wait a minute, something's missing.
Yeah, you just spent $1,000, maybe more, on a new phone. So why in the world is the charger gone? Now, if you ask the companies, they have a really polished, noble-sounding answer. But the real reason, well, that's one of the most brilliant and profitable business strategies we've seen in years.
So first up, let's talk about the official story, the one that they want you to hear. And it's a good one. It's a green story. It's all about saving the planet.
This whole thing really kicked off back in 2020 with the iPhone 12. Apple's argument was, on the surface, pretty simple. Look, there are already billions of chargers out in the world, so if we stop putting new ones in the box, we can cut down on carbon emissions by millions of metric tons. And you know what? It's a powerful message. And pretty soon Samsung, Google, you name it, they all jumped on board.
And look, on the surface, it's a great story. I mean, who doesn't want to help the environment? But the real motive, the billion-dollar reason this all happened, has very little to do with trees and everything to do with the humble, boring shipping container.
Okay, so this is where the real math starts. I like to call it the shrinking box payday because it all comes down to the simple math of the shipping pallet.
Get this, when you take out the charging brick and the earbuds, the actual physical size of the phone box shrinks by roughly half, 50%. Now, that might not sound like a huge deal, but in the world of global logistics, trust me, it is an absolute game changer.
And this visualizes it perfectly. Just look at this. A standard shipping pallet that used to hold, let's say, 4,000 phones, can now suddenly hold 8,000 of them. The capacity literally doubles. So what does that really mean? It means the cost to ship one single phone from a factory in Asia to a store in your city just got cut in half.
And this kicks off a massive ripple effect of savings for the company. You've got lower freight costs because they need fewer ships and planes. You've got lower warehousing costs because the boxes take up way less space. And of course, less fuel is being burned to move it all around. Now, when you're shipping hundreds of millions of phones every year, those savings add up to billions of dollars, fast.
So here's the billion-dollar question for you, the person who just bought that phone. Did the price of the phone go down because the company was saving all this money? You know the answer. Of course not. The price stayed the same, or in some cases it even went up. The company's cost went way down, but your cost didn't budge. That difference, that went straight into their pocket as pure profit.
But saving billions on shipping, that was just phase one. Phase two is where they start making even more money, and this time it's directly from you. See, by taking the charger out of the box, they didn't just solve a problem for themselves, they created a brand new one for you. I mean, think about it. That old 5-watt charger you probably have rattling around in a drawer somewhere, it's basically useless for a modern phone. With these huge batteries and power-hungry screens, that little old brick will take hours to charge your new device. If you want those super fast charging speeds they brag about on the box, well, you have no choice. You've got to go buy a new, powerful charger separately.
And this right here is the hidden genius of the whole plan. Just look at these margins. A company might make a decent 50% profit margin on the $1,000 phone itself, but on that fast charger they sell you separately, it costs them maybe $3 to make, and they sell it to you for $30. That is an insane 900% profit margin. The accessories, that's where the real money is. So let's just be crystal clear about what's happened. The charger, something that was always a free, standard, essential item, is now a separate, high-profit, and basically mandatory purchase. They are absolutely double-dipping. They make money when you buy the phone, and then they make even more money when you're forced to buy the accessory that makes the phone work properly. But this isn't just about money. It's also about psychology. It's about slowly, methodically training all of us, the consumers, to accept getting less while paying the same. Just look at the pattern. Back in 2016, the headphone jack disappeared, and at first, everyone was furious. But what did it do? It pushed millions of us to buy new, expensive wireless earbuds. Then, 2020, the charger vanishes, pushing us to buy new chargers. So, what's next? The charging port itself is the obvious answer. The endgame here is a completely portless phone that locks you into their own special wireless charging system, which, of course, is another thing you'll have to buy.
See, each step felt crazy at the time, but now it just feels normal. This is exactly how companies retrain our expectations. They get us to expect less in the box, and we just accept it.
Which brings us all the way back to the beginning. What about that whole environmental claim?
Does taking the charger out of the box actually help the planet? Well, this is where it gets really interesting, because it creates a strange paradox.
Let's call it the e-waste paradox. It's this weird situation where a move that's supposed to reduce waste, like making a smaller box, actually ends up creating a whole new, separate stream of waste and emissions somewhere else down the line.
And this breaks it down perfectly. So you realize you need a new charger, and you order one online. That charger gets put in its own plastic packaging. Then that package gets put into a separate cardboard shipping box. And that box takes its own single fuel-burning trip right to your front door. All that efficiency they gained with the small phone box? It's being chipped away by millions of these separate individual shipments.
So you have to ask the question, are we really reducing global emissions with this strategy? Or have these companies just cleverly shifted the carbon footprint and the cost directly onto us, the consumers, while they pocket all the profits from shipping savings and the new accessory sales?
Because at the end of the day, it's never just about one thing. It's for sure not just about saving the planet. It's a brilliant multi-layered strategy that's all about maximizing profit, making logistics insanely efficient, and building a walled garden of products that's almost impossible to escape.
So I'll just leave you with this thought. The next time you open a box for a new gadget and you notice something else is missing, maybe it's the cable next time, who knows? Just ask yourself, what do you think the real reason will be?